Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel, KAVIWEBDESIGNS. Today, we're going to be continuing our JavaScript e-course. Previously, we have learned about JavaScript events. Today, we're going to learn about JavaScript strings. You already know that JavaScript strings are written for storing text and they are written using quotes. A JavaScript string is a 0 or more character written inside quotes. So as you can see over here we have an example of a string where we have declared a variable called using the let keyword and named it text, and we have assigned it the value of John Doe. So now let's look at this simple example using Visual Studio Code. So now, as you can see over here in this simple HTML code, in the script tags, we have declared a variable called text using the let keyword and assigned it the value of Joe using the assignment operator. And over here, we have given a comment where it is saying string written inside quotes. And then we're using the document.getElementById method. We're getting the ID of demo. This piece of code will search through the entire body in search of HTML element which has the ID of demo. So as you can see over here we have a header 1, so it searches through it. Does it have the ID of demo? No, it skips it. And then it searches to this paragraph. It has the ID of demo. So then it will update the content inside to the value of text, which is John Doe. So let's see what happens when we run this. So now, as you can see over here we have a header, and in the paragraph which has the ID of demo, JavaScript has now updated to John Doe. So now, let's go back to the PPT. We can use single or double quotes. So as you can see over here we have a variable called carname1 and we have declared it using the let keyword. And over here we have written a string using double quotes where it is saying Volvo XC60 as its value. And then over here we have a comment which is saying double quotes. And then over here and below that variable we have another variable called carname2 and it is also declared with the keyword let. As you can see over here, it is assigned the value of Volvo XC60, and then there's a comment next to it which is saying single quotes. As you can see over here, the first string is assigned with double quotes, and over here this string is written with single quotes. So JavaScript will accept both double quotes and single quotes. More often to use single quotes than double quotes. Note, strings created with single quotes or double quotes work the same. There is no difference between both of them. Quotes inside quotes. You can use quotes inside a string as long as they don't match the quotes surrounding the string. So as you can see over here, as you can see in this example, we have a variable called answer1 and it is declared with the let keyword. And then we are assigning the value of it's alright. So as you can see over here we are using a comma, a single inverted colon inside the double inverted colon. So JavaScript will allow this. And as you can see over here, the variable answer2, we have declared another variable below that called answer2, and we have also declared it using the let keyword. And we have assigned it, he's called Johnny, and Johnny is in single quotes. While outside, we have written the string with double quotes. So JavaScript will still allow this. And the variable below, answer3, and it's also declared with the let keyword, and its name is answer3, and we are assigning the value, he's called Johnny. We have written the string with single quotes, and then over here, we have written Johnny with double quotes. So now, let's look at this example using Visual Studio Code. So as you can see over here, we have the example from our PPT. And then we're using the document.getElementById method where we are getting the ID of demo. So JavaScript will go to the body, it will search the header 1, this paragraph, and finally this paragraph. If there is no ID of demo, then JavaScript will not display this text. But there is the ID of demo over here, right? So then JavaScript will update it to whatever we write over here. So we are writing answer plus a BR tag written in string. So JavaScript will execute this as a BR tag in HTML. And then plus answer2 plus another BR tag plus answer3. So now let's run this using Chrome to see what's gonna happen. So as you can see over here, we have a header, a paragraph, and in the paragraph which had the ID of demo is now replaced with it's alright, he's called Johnny, and Johnny is surrounded with single quotes, and then he's called Johnny where Johnny is now surrounded with double quotes. So now let's go back to the PPT. Template strings. Template strings were introduced in ES6, JavaScript 2016. Template strings allows enclosed backticks. So as you can see here is the example of a template string. Templates also allow single and double quotes inside a string. So now, as you can see over here, in this example we have a variable called text and we have declared it using the let keyword. And then over here we are using backticks as for a string, where the string is saying he's called often Johnny, which is in double quotes. So JavaScript will allow this. So now let's look at this using Visual Studio Code. So now as you can see over here, we are using backticks to write the string. And then over here we are surrounding Johnny with double inverted commas. And then over here we are finding the ID of demo in this document, where JavaScript will search the body tag to find the ID of demo. And JavaScript will find that this paragraph has the ID of demo and its content is empty. So then it will update it to whatever we write here. So over here we have written the value of variable. Now let's see what will happen when we run this using Chrome. So as you can see over here, we will have a header, a paragraph, and then the paragraph which was empty and had the idea of demo is now replaced with he's often called Johnny, which is in double inverted colons. So now let's go back to the PPT. Note, templates are not supported in Internet Explorer. So if you're using Internet Explorer, then template strings are not supported for that. String length. To find the length of the string, we use the built-in length property. So now, as you can see in this example, over here we're declaring a variable called text and we are giving it the value of the ABCDs. And then we have declared another variable called length and we have given it as text.length. So as you can see over here, we are using the dot notation and we are finding out the length of this. So you all know there are 26 ABCDs in the alphabets. So now it will display 26 over here. So now let's look at this using Visual Studio Code. So now, as you can see in this HTML code, in the script tags, we have declared a variable called text using the let keyword, and then we are given it the value of ABCDs, or known as the alphabets. Now we are using the document.getElementById method. We're getting the ID of demo. So JavaScript will then search through the body tag to find the ID of demo. So as you can see over here, this paragraph will have the ID of demo, and this will all happen in just milliseconds. And then we are using the text variable and then the dot notation to find the length. So as you can see over here we are finding out the length. So when we run this using Chrome, we'll see that we'll have our header, a header 2, a paragraph, and then in the empty paragraph, which also has the ID of demo, is now replaced with 26, as because there are 26 alphabets in English. Now let's go back to the PPT. Escape characters. Because strings must be written within quotes, just misunderstand this string. So as you can see over here, we're declaring a variable called text and we're giving it a value of a string. We are the so-called Vikings from the north. So as you can see over here, we're using double inverted commas to write this string, and then over here in Vikings, we're also using double inverted commas to Vikings over here. So the string will be chopped to we're so called. To solve this problem, you can use a \escape character. The \escape character turns special characters into string characters. So as you can see over here, here is a table of the \/ characters. \/ inverted comma will result in an inverted comma, which is a single quote, and then using \/ double inverted comma result in a double quote, and then using two \/ will result in a \. So as you can see over here are three examples of these three escape characters over here. So as you can see over here, let's get the example from above, this one over here. So now let's use the \/ characters to write another example over here. We're declaring a variable called text and we're giving it the value of we are so called Vikings, and then we're using \escape character. We're using the \/ double inverted commas to write Vikings and surround it with inverted commas. Let's look at this using Visual Studio Code to see what's happening. So now, as you can see over here in the script tags, we have declared a variable called text and given it the value of your so-called Vikings from the north. And over here, Vikings is in \/ inverted commas. So as you can see over here, JavaScript will then turn this into an inverted comma without giving an error. And then we are getting the ID of demo and then updating it to text. So the ID of demo is over here, so then we are updating to the value over here. So let's run this to see what happens. So now as you can see over here, we have a header, a paragraph, and the empty paragraph which had the ID of demo is now replaced with we're so called the Vikings from the north. And now Vikings is in inverted commas. So now let's go back to the PPT. \/ inverted inserts a single quote in a string. So as you can see over here, we're declaring another variable also called text using the let keyword and written it as we have used single inverted commas over here to write this string. It \/ inverted is as alright. So then JavaScript will write it as it's alright. Now let's look at this using Visual Studio Code. So now, as you can see over here in the script tags, we have declared a variable called text and given it the value of it's alright. But over here, the inverted comma is a / escape character. And then we are displaying the variable text by updating a HTML element which has the ID of demo, which is in this paragraph over here. So now, when we run this, JavaScript then will update this paragraph to Then JavaScript will update this paragraph to it's alright, as because we have written the value of it's alright. So now let's go back to the PPT. Double / inserts a / in a string. So as you can see over here, we declared a variable called text. We have declared it using the let keyword and assigned it the value. The character double / is called /. So now let's look at this using Visual Studio Code. So now as you can see over here we have declared a variable called text using the let keyword, and then over here we have given it the value of the character is double / is called /, and then we are updating the HTML element which has the ID of demo in this document and updating it to the value of text. And then as you can see over here, this paragraph contains the ID of demo, right? So then JavaScript will update it to the value of text. And then this all will happen in just a millisecond, even before our eyes could blink. So now when we run this using Chrome, as you can see over here, we will have a header, a paragraph, and the empty paragraph is now replaced with the character / is called /. As because over here, why is it displaying the slash over there? As because we have written it over here. So what happens if we delete one slash over here? And then when we run this again using Chrome, we will see that JavaScript will not write the slash as because we had to write double over here. So then JavaScript will recognize it. So now let's go back to the PPT. There are 6 other escape sequences which are valid. /b, // f, home feed, /n, new line, /r, carriage return, /t, horizontal tabular, and /v, vertical tabular. Note, the 6 escape characters above were originally designed to control typewriters, till types, and fax machines. They do not make any sense in HTML. Template strings. Template strings were introduced in ES6. Template strings are enclosed in backticks. Template strings allows multiple line strings. So now as you can see over here template string, we are writing a template string where it allows line breaks. So as you can see over here, we have declared a variable called text and we have given it a template string as its value. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So now let's look at this using VS Code. So now, as you can see over here we are using line in the script tags in this HTML code. In the script tags, here we have declared a variable called text using the let keyword. And over here we have used a backticks to write a template string. And then over here we have written as a value, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So as you can see over here, we're writing it using line breaks. So in normal strings, JavaScript will not allow this. And then we're updating the HTML element which has the ID of demo. The value was assigned in the variable text. So when we run this using Chrome, so as you can see over here, we have a header, a paragraph, and then this paragraph over here which had the ID of demo, JavaScript has updated to the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And then we have another paragraph. So now let's go back to the PPT. Note, templates are not allowed in Internet Explorer. So if you're using Internet Explorer, I advise you to write template strings in a different browser. JavaScript strings as objects. Normally, JavaScript strings are primitive values created from literals. Let x equals John is a primitive value. But strings can also be defined as objects with a new keyword. As we have learned that the new keyword is used to create objects, we can also create primitive values using the new keyword and then its type will be an object. So now as you can see over here, we declared a variable called y and we have used a new keyword and written string brackets John. We still have written John in inverted commas. And then as you can see over here, here's an example of both of them. Let x equal John and let y equals new string bracket open, inverted comma open, John, inverted comma close, bracket close, semicolon. So now let's look at this using Visual Studio Code. So as you can see over here, here's the example from the PPT. But as you can see over here, we have just written a comment above them. X is a string and y is an object. And then we are writing both of them. And then we are given the type of x plus and var tag plus type of y. So then this will display the type of x and type of y. So now when we run this using Chrome, as you can see over here, we have JavaScript strings, and then over here we will have string and then object, as because X is a string and Y is an object. So now let's go back to the PPT. Do not create string objects. The new keyword complicates the code and slows down the execution speed. String objects can be produced unexpected results. Using the equals double equals to operator, X and Y are equal. So as you can see over here, so now let's compare both of these using Visual Studio Code. So now as you can see over here we have the same code from the previous example where we have declared object, a string object, and a string over here. We are updating the HTML element which has the ID of demo to X equals to Y. So then this will compare if X equals to Y. So why are we writing double equals to sign over here? So then this will only look at the values and not the type. If we write a triple equals to, then this will be very strict and will compare the type also. For now, let's just write equals to, and then now let's run this using Chrome. So now as you can see over here, we'll have a header. The paragraph which has the ID of demo is now replaced with and is now updated with true, as because the value of X and the value of Y are both the same, which is John. So now let's look at another example where we are comparing X equals Y with the type also. As you can see in this example, we have the same two variables from the previous example, but it is just a tiny change over here. Instead of using double equals to, we are using triple equals to. So now this will also compare the type. So now when we run this, it will give out false. You may ask why. As because over here, we're comparing with our type 2, not with just the value. This is a very strict comparison operator. So now let's go back to the PPT. Note that the difference between X equals to Y and X equals to Y are different. So now let's go to Visual Studio Code and I will demonstrate you what if X and Y or 2 are the same object strings or the same types, which is object string. So now let's look at that example too. So now as you can see in this example over here, X has the value of an object string John, and Y has the value of another object string which is also has the value of John. And then over here we are using the document.getElementById method, and then we are getting the ID of demo, and then we are comparing X equals Y. So then this will give a false. As because, why you may ask? As because when comparing two objects, JavaScript will always give a false, even when the operator is triple equals to. So now as you can see over here is the same example from above but with a very teeny tiny change over here. As you can see over here, instead of double equals to, we have written triple equals to. So now let's see what will happen when we run this. As you can see, it will give out a false. It's because JavaScript, whenever you compare an object with an object, JavaScript will always give a false, even when the object values are all same. So now let's go back to the PPT. Comparing two objects will always return a false, as I say. So folks, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to support us, please like, share, subscribe to our channel KAVIWEBDESIGNS, and keep on watching our videos and have a nice day. Bye.